everybody, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. This is your one-stop shop for Friday night quality entertainment. With me in the house this evening is Jay Thunderfoot the Curbist, hanging out with us.
Been a good night so far.
Yeah, man. A lot of great jams and a lot of good times.
Had by all, yes.
Steve Thieves not with us this evening. He's hanging out with the fam, got some stuff going on. So we got Jay filling in for
We got
us.
Steve's notes from last week.
Did you find some notes down there?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I want to remind everybody that these episodes will end up on the YouTube channel, the real damn YouTube channel, not the
bot that fakes it, right?
not the bot that fakes the funk on a nasty dog. Speaking of tournament, did you do a bracket, Jay?
No, it would have been shit anyway if I did.
I did a bracket, and I was middle of the pack after the first round.
No pun intended.
Okay. Yeah, Wolfpack just lost.
Yeah.
Breaking news. We both went to there.
It's all right though.
We went to school there.
Who expected to get the Sweet 16?
Yeah, it was still. I heard it was a good game. I couldn't stream that and stream the show at the same time. So, but it was still. I heard it was a pretty good program game.
I heard. I didn't see it. So.
B-ball. B-ball.
Hey, 42.
Motion. Jay was saying earlier that he had picked up a winger record not too long ago, and then he started mentioning that Kip Winger had done a Playgirl spread.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it.
You see his butthole on it? I don't. Hey, I didn't know.
I can't tell.
Here's what I want everybody to do.
That's how Carl got his nickname, wasn't it? The envelope didn't get.
I don't know. But I will say that if you run across the Kip Winger Playgirl issue, do a brother a favor and send it to me. I'd like to see that.
You probably Google the. Oh, you don't want to see the picture. You just want the whole magazine.
No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to see the picture. I just want to read the article.
Yeah, that's why.
I want to read the article about his schlong. I don't want to necessarily see.
What? It couldn't be a very good article. What would they talk about? Winger.
Yeah, it is Winger.
He was a ballet dancer too.
Was he really?
He's like a classically trained ballet dancer. He got a record.
Him too, huh? Right? Okay.
They weren't that feminine. That record sold. That record was like a 2-time platinum record. Sold a lot of copies. It was on the Billboard Top 10 for like 3 straight months.
What was the biggest jam off of it?
17. She's only 17. That was one. Headed for Heartbreak. That was her ballad. It's pretty good if you like that kind of thing. You know, if you like that
throwback.
Yeah.
It's a little late night guilty pleasure.
It's a fun. If you got a party, you got some girls over or something, because girls like stuff like that.
Sure, they do.
And to get the party going.
They like
that, and you get to keep the party going contest next year.
You know what else girls like? Nick Lachey.
Why is that?
I don't know. Because he's so hot, it's like...
You talk about a tool bag, though?
It's like 98 degrees.
What was he in? 98 degrees?
He was in 98 degrees. That was the joke, too.
I thought 98 degrees was Bobby Brown.
Hey, you know, speaking of really crap-tastic music, read this interesting article for Consequence of Sound this week. Hang on just a second. Let me just import this real quick.
Yeah, please do.
I'll probably
for the audience.
I don't know that I can do this because it's gonna. It probably won't work. We'll see. No, it worked. Okay. Everybody stand by.
Okay.
So look at this picture here. Paris Hilton doing that. So I ran across this article from Consequence of Sound, which is a great little zine you can pick up on the net. And so, you know, recently fans of the UK launched a petition to try to get Kanye to not perform at Glastonbury.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Right. Well, earlier this week, billionaire socialite turned DJ Paris Hilton was announced to play this year's Summerfest as part of the lineup that includes Flamin' Lips, Weird Al Yankovic, Jane's Addiction, Public Enemy, New Pornographers, Gary Clark Jr., Coheed and Cambria, a lot of other musicians on this.
Real musicians.
Real musicians. And Paris Hilton is supposedly going to do a DJ set. And there's a petition online that now has over 4,000 signatures getting her to cancel her appearance. Because if you've not seen, I don't want to play it tonight. There's a video of Paris Hilton DJing out on YouTube.
It's just that bad.
It's like she just plays music, and after like the song had been on for a minute, you see her grab like a Hercules control, like a CD mixer thing, and like grab the thing and like turn it, like during the song, and then she grabs the thing, the mic, and goes, "It's really hot out here today." Oh my god! It's the worst shit you've ever seen.
Is it professionally produced or is it like home?
No, it's from some party that's just jagged.
Jagged edge.
Dude, it's terrible.
I gotta fix my mic. I'm sorry.
Fix it, Jay. God Almighty. So anyhow, if you're interested in that, go to Consequence of Sound, where that article came from, and you can click on a link and go sign the petition to get Paris Hilton to not perform, just because she's rich and that's all she needs.
It's like Glastonbury's like more of a rock festival, right?
You know what's funny is when you go to the petition page. I'll just reread a little bit of this. This is a middle finger to anyone who paid to go to this festival. You claim to be one of the premier festivals in America, and then you go ahead and hire someone like Paris Hilton. She is a disgrace to dance music and is a perfect example of what spoiled celebrities do when they're bored. There's a lot more to that, but seriously, go sign the petition if you're as passionate about it as my balls
Kevin
are.
Costner's band playing that too.
Oh man!
You should YouTube Kevin Costner's band.
It's called Through the Corn.
Oh my god, they're freaking terrible.
Oh, is he really in a band?
Yeah, he's horrible.
No, come on.
He's horrible. he looks so uptight as a front man.
No way. How could that possibly be?
We'll have to watch after the show, seriously.
But they should have called it Through the Corn.
Through the Corn, like that could have many.
Oh yeah, man. You could be talking about baseball movies or like anal sex or something.
I was gonna say corn could be useful
for I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Hey, if you wonder what old Steve Fever's doing tonight, let me give you a little taste. I don't know.
Dressing as Elvis.
I don't know, man. He just sent me this picture. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know. Maybe send Steve a message to see what the deal is. He's doing that. That's a nice belt. It's like a Greg Brady times 3 belt. It's a good.
Oh, Johnny Bravo.
Greg Brady was always wearing them nice white, crisp belts.
They were good dressers.
Oh, terrific dressers.
They had nice dressers too.
Yeah.
In their bedroom.
The show's going nowhere fast, nowhere. So let's talk about what we played this evening.
Let's do it.
Got a lot of cool stuff. We jammed out. Played some stuff I hadn't played in a long time tonight, and some stuff I've played recently. Left this on the player from just the other night, and decided to just go ahead and just play a little of the other side of it. A little Queens of the Stone Age, rated X, the reissue of rated R, and busted out side 2 of this because I'd left it on the player. And that's you don't have to do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, there's a little tidbit about this record too. I saw, some sound.
Hold that gatefold open while you're talking.
This was a.
You don't have to stand up there.
This is a Sound City record, right?
It is a Sound City, I believe.
This was actually one of the more revered records by engineers that came out of Sound City.
Really?
Sonically, yeah, that's what I read.
I can see that. It sounds fantastic. Would you care for a shot of Pop-Off, Jay? Of course you would.
It's not a fake boob.
Yeah. The only fake boobs are cartoon boobs. The other ones are pretty damn real to me. That's all I know. Hey, I followed that up with a little Dave Brubeck. I wanted to go play some Dave Brubeck and play one I hadn't played in a while. This is actually one I've played pretty recently, but it's my favorite. Other than, it may not be my favorite, but it's the one that's most revered by me because it's got the best drum. In my opinion, the best top 2 or 3 drum solos of all time. This version of Take 5, and this is We're All Together Again for the first time, came out they're older and got back together, and the drum solo is bananas. We've talked about it before. This album is the first jazz album that I ever listened to in my entire life. My dad had this tape. We've talked about this before, but I busted this out and played side 2, which is the one that doesn't have the drum solo on it, so I hadn't played it as much. And boy, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All the way through. What's on side 2 there?
Take 5.
No.
Rotterdam Blues. Sleep, Looking Brown.
Is that on side 2?
Yeah.
What's on side 1 there? I played the one.
Unfinished Woman, and Coda.
Okay. Good stuff. Man, it was a classic jams, and nothing really sets a. I don't have a true weekend this weekend.
Yeah.
I got tomorrow off, which allows me to come in here and do the show and act like an asshole tonight. I got to work on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to pull out as many just hard jams as I can and squeeze a weekend into one day. You ever tried to do that? Like you get half the weekend time you normally get, but so I'm trying to squeeze it all into one night and one off day, and then I got to go back and do some shit again. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, we'll see it.
I'll check it out for myself.
Keep jamming it. Joe Tex, Live and Lively. I think this is 68. Yeah,
real familiar with
68 Atlantic. Whew. It's a little poppy. I'll admit this is a poppier record than we would probably normally play here on Grown Men Record Night. But it's something I knew was just funky and dirty and needed to fit right into that pocket.
Does this
So
have
I
a
pulled
James
it out.
Brown sound?
I mean, it's not too
Or is it more
dissimilar.
poppy? You said more poppy though, right?
I wouldn't say poppy. It's soulful and funky and
Okay.
just great stuff. I don't know where I got that. Oh, I got it at CFBG's. Paid too much for a record that was that poppy, to be honest. But
$10?
no,
More?
but it's still jamming. No, it's way less. Than
Oh.
that. But it's still a jamming song. You know, been watching some basketball, even though it's not professional ball. Record used to play all the time on Grown Man Record Night, and I haven't played it in a good long time. Alan Parsons Project, Borscht, Eye in the Sky, which has Sirius the instrumental at the beginning, before Eye in the Sky, which is the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And this is the gold foil edition, which is like the first press or something.
Alan Parsons was a very, he's a very, very, very instrumental just in music, period.
And, yeah, absolutely. Great engineer.
A lot of people just don't realize that what kind of engineering and the big records he's been part of. You know?
Absolutely. And his solo stuff was not, for somebody that has a great musical mind, which can be tough sometimes, because that doesn't necessarily mean you have a solid path to pop stardom.
Right.
But he made some great records. He made also some records that I'm like, I don't know. I can take it or leave it. But there's 3 or 4, like iRobot, Ammonia Avenue, Eye in the Sky. Eye in the Sky to me is just a terrific song.
No, he's one of those guys like, he reminds me of Butch Vig.
I can see that.
Like
Hitmaker. You know how to do it.
Yes, and every now and then you might hear something about him playing an instrument or something,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Butch Vig as a producer versus Butch Vig as the drummer for Garbage.
Yeah, I mean, because Butch Vig is a much more well-known producer. Probably with the Foo Fighters is what brought him to the mainstream. It wasn't Nirvana, Nevermind, of course.
Come on. Nirvana, Nevermind, Siamese Dream, Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, but lately though he's been with he's done Foo Fighters last couple of records. That's kind of what he's seen on television before. Whatever.
Yeah, this is one of my greatest musical conundrums in my head that rattles around all the time. And I'll take a shot to this.
Yeah.
As I pose this question. What if, instead of Butch Vig, Steve Albini would have produced Nevermind? What would it have sounded like?
Yeah. Steve Albini's I don't know about all his records, because Helmet Nevermind doesn't sound like Steve Albini. But a lot of his records sound like Nevermind. If you've ever...
But if you think, he did In Utero.
Yeah. That's what I meant, and I said Nevermind.
Yeah.
A lot of his records do sound like In Utero.
And to me, that's the perfect Nirvana sound.
Oh, it's good.
Those may not be collectively my favorite Nirvana songs, I mean, they're up there. I mean, it's hard for me to rank Nirvana songs, but it is one of those situations where I wish I would at least like to hear what he would have done with those tracks from Nevermind.
Right.
Would it have been as poppy and as popular and become as revered of an album?
Right.
Almost certainly not, because it would have been much more fringy, and radio stations wouldn't have latched on as much as they would.
Nirvana's very commercial.
That's my beef with
of
Butch
it,
Vig,
so.
But he knows how to make hits. But what the hits that he does make, they're a little too polished. To me, Nevermind's a little too polished.
It is.
But it's so seminal, even still for me and for my generation. And talking about my memory here. It's
I've always liked Bleach. I always thought Bleach was the best.
because it's the rawest, and as I get older, I realize
indie sound.
because it's the one that sounds the most like the freaking Melvins.
They didn't spend much money on it. It's just.
It's a Melvins record with Kurt Cobain singing, in my opinion. I mean, really. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, as I get older and more discerning ear.
Yeah.
Hey, this was a dig of the week last week.
Yep.
That Big Band's Revisited box set. It's like 7 LPs I picked up from a Goodwill for 75 cents. We played Disc 5, Side A tonight, which included tracks from Raymond Scott. Sounds great. That album, that side was fantastic.
Tons of big names on that.
Everything I played from that side, I really dug. I played that side because of Raymond Scott, but the whole side was killer, man. So that's pretty cool, man. I'm really glad that I've already gotten 75 cents worth of pleasure out of this record. So
I dig the big band stuff. Well, that's when I was a kid. I always liked going to sleep listening to big band.
you know, I like Big Band. Here's my thing with Big Band is when I first started collecting records, Big Band is some of that stuff that you find a lot. And you realize you find a Duke Ellington record or sorry about that. Apparently we lost connection to Ustream. It just kind of froze on us.
That's why they call them the envelope.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the reason they call them the envelope.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that? Hope everybody caught that.
One of the best stories I've ever still.
Really?
It's a perfect fit.
That's how you get a nickname.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to, it's one thing to be called Rocky because your head's hard like a rock, but to get a name like the Envelope,
Rocky Dennis.
to get a name like the Envelope, God, the bandwidth is going crazy. That's all right. We're gonna keep going, folks.
I'm gonna write.
Hey, if it drops out, man, just hang with us and I'll start it back up.
We'll write a rap
keep it
song
moving.
called "The Bandwidth Is Going Crazy."
The bandwidth's going crazy. Okay. Followed that up with a little UFO. This is VCLT from my good buddy Mel Thelosian. This is Obsessions.
Good stuff there.
Yeah, quality record,
Good
man.
guitar rock.
75. Man,
Oh.
it sounds, no, 78.
That's heavy.
Chrysalis.
Heavy metal UFO.
Heavy metal. Good stuff, man. Solid business.
Yeah, that's Michael Schenker on guitar.
That's not a band I was that familiar with. Michael familiar. And I'm really glad he sent that because when I hear it, I'm like, oh, shit. That's...
This is about the cutoff though when they got a little more mainstream after this.
Yeah.
So this is kind of to
It
me.
was a pretty rocking album.
It
man.
is. It's good.
Nothing I would have probably picked up in years before this. I would have probably not picked
Right.
that up.
Oh, you didn't pay much for it.
VCLT, baby.
Exactly.
Cannonball Adderley Quintet, one of these staples of the Grown Man Record Night archive. This is Pyramid. I've not played this in a while. And Jay walked in and was like, well, that doesn't sound like Cannonball Adderley. This is 74 Fantasy, and it's really fusiony,
Yeah.
really funky.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can pull up some of the players on this here. Check it out here now. Julian Cannonball Adderley. Nat Adderley's on the cornet. Hal Galper, Walter Booker, Roy McCurdy, plus Phil Upchurch, George Duke, and Jimmy Jones.
Georgie Duke.
Yeah, man. And it's it's fusion funky right up your old Buddy Hoyle. You know what I'm saying?
like you said, all the Cannonball Adderley I'm familiar with is the old bebop stuff.
Yeah, and I love that stuff, and I love this album too in a very different way. It's got a very not Quincy Jones, but yeah, Quincy Jones kind of feel.
It's got a bit of funk in it.
Yeah, it's got a Herbie Hancock is the name of it. Herbie Hancock kind
That's
of
a natural progression. Bebop, jazz to funk.
It's true. And this one kind of nails it all. And fusion, because it's it's jazz.
Miles
but
Davis went the same way, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Can you say that again?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. How about a little Frank Zappa? Joe's Garage, Act 1. Hadn't played this in a while. 79 on the old Zap Trap label. Everybody loves some Frank Zappa. Actually, that's not true. Not everybody loves Frank Zappa.
Zappa's hard to...
He's a polarizing individual, and you either like him and get it, or you don't, and that's fine too. Except you don't have good taste.
Right. Who's his drummer? Percussion, Ed Mann.
Ed Mann?
Ed McMahon.
I would say, did Bozio play on that album?
Yeah, Dale Bozio.
Dale?
Was vocals.
What about Terry on drums?
No. This is 79. This is probably before he came about.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got one
He
more.
played on that one I brought last week, right? Terry Bozio was his drummer on that one I brought last week?
Probably.
It was 84, that one was.
We not only played, I don't have the cover up here, and I'm not going to go grab it. Ain't no big deal. We played some 13th Floor Elevators because Jay wanted to hear a little bit of that. But right before that, and that's a great segue to go into our damn Dig of the Week because it's something we played.
Dig of the week.
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 We played a little of this I picked up today. Karma to Burn.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me tell you a little something about Karma to Burn. This is a self-titled album from 97, I believe, 96, 97. It was re-released in 2014. Great sounding reissue. Terrific. But let me just hip you to a little bit of
Hip us to something.
I'm gonna hip it to you now.
It's hip to be up.
These guys are a stoner desert rock band from Morgantown, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Greeno from West Virginia, who was joining us this evening. Haven't seen old Greeno in a little bit.
Right.
That's cool to see him on
right.
there. They're most known for their instrumental sound. Now, I'll tell you this.
I'll get up for this one.
That when I first heard this band, I was actually playing with them. So my band played a show with Karma to Burn, and CKY was the headliners. And I was, of course, very familiar with CKY, and I came out from the green room after we played, doing some shots and some dirty business, and came out of there, and I'm like,
Hookers.
who the hell is this? And to me, it sounded like an instrumental Clutch or something that was like just heavy and loud. They were so loud, and they looked like mechanics. And I came out, and I'm like, who the hell are these guys? And they're like, Karma to Burn. So I ended up picking that record up today. It was on the clearance section at Underdog Records in Winston-Salem. It's a double LP, and I got it for $10, brand new, sealed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would say if they had another one, I'd go in the morning and get it. After listening to what you played.
Great record, man, and it's cool. Greeno said it. The legend has it that when they got their first signing bonus or whatever, they blew all the money on heroin.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell else would you do?
Nah,
why wouldn't you burn it on heroin? That's what I'm saying.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to burning my all my life savings on heroin.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now. I don't care about nobody.
Well, I went there.
Yeah. All right.
I was listening to, by the way, this has nothing to do with what we just said.
It's got
something to do with heroin, actually.
Okay.
But,
get your mic closer to your mouth. You talk while you're doing it. Don't put it in your mouth. You dropped it.
But we were playing like 2 weeks ago. We were playing Sonic Youth. You saw about this is what heroin sounds like. Another band, Hole. I heard some this week.
Yeah.
The whole record. I've never listened to the whole record. I guess it was their first one.
Live Through This.
Yeah. That sounds like heroin also.
It does. And the funny story for me about that record, if you remember when we were in high school and I had my automobile accident, I flipped my truck upside down.
Yeah, with their MTXs.
Yeah.
Did they survive?
They did.
And
good. The CD I had in my player was whole, Live Through This.
Oh, okay.
And when I flipped upside down in my truck, landed right side up, I guess, the CD never skipped. And the CD goes, I'm like, ba 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 boom! Someday you will ache like I ache. I swear to God.
You need to write, who was it? Was it Kenwood?
It was a Kenwood CD player,
You need to write Kenwood and tell them that story.
My Kenwood CD player with my LA Sound Malibu 120 amp and my MTX Blue Thunder 10 truck boxes.
Yeah.
What?
You got a good little, that's a good little system.
It's punchy.
Remember you play the double bass on Negative Creep and it really thump.
Now I want to hear that. Damn it, Jay.
Well, maybe after the show.
Yeah, maybe after the show.
They'll give the listeners or the viewers something to look forward to.
Yeah. So we're already into a little dig of the week. You got some records for dig of the week, Jay?
I got like 6.
Oh, wow. Do some records, Jay. Jesus.
I had one of my better, well, not that I really like tried to go have a good week of digging, but I had probably my best week I've had in a while.
Okay.
I found a lot of stuff that was just really cool.
Yeah.
We've talked about Fleetwood Mac Rumors. They played in Greensboro last week, I believe it was.
Yep. And you've been looking for rumors. You want to do some trading for rumors.
Yeah, I've got a dollar copy. Like, I had a dollar copy previously, and it was really, really, really bad. And so, I'm telling you, I never come across them. And you talk about how it's one of the most common records there is.
I see them all the time. It feels like.
And I'd never come across, like, when I had it, it's been like, one copy you see for $10 at the place in Greensboro that was well overpriced.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay that for rumors. So I went to Edward McCain, one of the older record places.
Yeah. You hadn't been there in a while?
No, the first time I've been there like 4 months watching. They had 4 copies of this.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding.
From what price range?
5 to 7. They were all right there together.
Okay.
So I got the best looking one. I could find. It's a 77. I think it's a first pressing, but it's got the textured cover on it, which makes it, to the geeks out there, it makes it a little more valuable.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it's a
great record.
It's a great record. It's almost a greatest hits, really.
It's
like much 2 songs that you don't hear on the radio on a regular basis. So
that's so crazy when an album does that, where there's like so many hits.
Yeah, and so
another bottle of Pop Off bites the dust.
Do you have any more?
I don't.
Oh. And so I was happy to find a really, really clean copy of that. You always miss.
Always miss.
Another one I found. This just, I don't know if you're ever in the record store and you look and just glance at the dollar records just without bending over and you just see one on the edge and you're like, oh, that's pretty.
Totally.
I picked up Steven Van Zandt this week.
Oh yeah, that's great stuff.
This is Men Without Women. I think it's 1982. I don't know what order this came in as far as his solo stuff, but I hadn't listened to it yet. I imagine it's probably pretty bluesy. Steven Van Zandt has been on to act a lot, as he's probably more known as an actor than he is an E Street guy now. But anyway, I picked it up for $1.
It's a great dollar pickup.
Yeah, it's in almost perfect shape. It's got the original liner in it. So.
He's wearing a nice bandana there. Look at his.
He looks the same. The man's looked the same for like 40 years.
Let's take a look at his arm muscle.
Hey, that's how they do it in Jersey.
Hey.
Huh? So yeah, cool pickup for $1 though. How many do you have?
Oh, I got I think 3.
Okay, I'll do one more. Then you do a couple. I'll do a couple.
Okay.
Kiss Unmasked. This was.
Is that a Hippo record?
Yeah, it's not a very good record.
I think he posted that.
Yeah, he did. No,
I saw that.
Went up there that day. This is one of the. It's not the last, but it's like the next to last to fill in my Kiss collection. So that's pretty much the only reason I bought it. It's not a very good record. Got a couple decent songs, a little more pop, and it kind of continued the disco-ish theme from Dynasty. So anyway,
what year is that?
78, I believe, 79. This was the end of.
I don't think I've ever heard that album at all.
No, I mean it didn't have any hits on it.
It's so weird how I tie Kiss in with comic books and
this was Yeah, and I think it came with a comic book insert. This one doesn't have, of course. I only paid.
Something in my brain says Kiss and comic books. It's like maybe it's I don't know something
Well,
about
they have
the
that
70s
movie.
culture.
Yeah, they have that movie Kiss meets the Phantom of the
Oh, right.
whatever, and so this might be their last one actually. Peter Criss is shown on the front, but he doesn't actually play drums on it. It's kind of it was when they're falling out. So
That's cool.
go ahead and do.
Okay.
You
Well,
do
hey,
one.
you know, a couple of weeks ago, I had mentioned this record, and I have played this song so many times that I had to pick up this when I saw it because I passed on this once for $2 in a place, and I always regretted it. We were just talking about Midnight Star, and the song.
Cover alone's worth what you paid for.
Well, this is
look at that.
yeah, this is Headlines, which is
Look at that thing.
it's like 86. It's the 6th album I think Midnight Star has done. But more importantly to me, it has the track Midas Touch on it. And before Boards of Canada was Boards of Canada, they were in a group called Hell Interface.
Right.
And they did a remix of Midas Touch that I played it just a couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
The girlfriend was like, "Oh my God, cut this shit off!" And as soon as I cut it off, like 2 minutes later, she was like, "Oh, thanks a lot. That's in my head." It's one of those songs, but it's a great remix and a great song. And look at these guys. I mean, these are just a couple of guys you want to invite over to dinner.
It looks like something Dave Chappelle would make fun of.
Yeah. And like I said, we were just talking about this shit. So I'm so glad to finally pick this up and didn't pay much for it. So we're going to jam that. At least Midas Touch that song. I'm so used to hearing the Hell Interface remix.
Yeah.
Go look that up. If you're a fan of remixes, go look up the Hell Interface remix of that.
Along with Kevin Costner. Like, seriously, we'll pull it up after the show. It's really funny. It's really awkward.
Through the Corn. Busting through the corn.
Busting through the corn.
It's
like an 18-wheeler coming through a corn patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Speaking of, I got these records from Dig of the Week this week from our good buddy Jonathan up at Underdog Records, and he hooked me up with this poster. Check this out.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's. I guess they're going to reissue some of the Dead stuff, and this is like a promotional item for that. He asked me if I was a Dead fan. I'm like, well, you know, I'm not the biggest Dead fan, but as I get older, I really respect and like the Grateful Dead a lot more. And I picked up Working Man's Dead for $1. This is a story I told him. I picked up Working Man's Dead for $1.
Wow.
And it was in great shape. And the guy was like, oh, it's a shame about that record. I'm like, what the hell's a shame? Anyhow. But played it in a few times a year when I play that is like, it couldn't be a better record for that time.
It's got Casey Jones on it.
It really just fits a certain notch that I don't necessarily want to hear all the time, and it's not a band I
almost bought
freak out about. But
almost bought my first Mo-Fi record yesterday, which was a Dead record, which would have been a Dead record.
Really?
Yeah, he had 3 or 4 of them up at Hippo.
I almost bought the Weezer Blue album on Mo-Fi today, or I considered it. It's pricey.
$29 something.
This one's $35.
Oh, where? UD?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, he's got it in Greenville.
Okay.
I don't know if you're ever there.
All right. Hey, Busta, I got two more. Bust some more.
Okay. I'll do my 3 and then you do your 2. And,
Okay.
Sorry for the delay.
All right.
I already had this. I bought one a dollar copy for 25 cents on Record Store Day 2 years ago, a year ago, and it only had 1 LP in it.
Oh yeah, that deal.
Yeah, it played all right though. I mean, the LP played well, but it was Rush, All the World's a Stage, and I was happy to pick up a really, really nice copy. Those who aren't familiar, this is the first of 2 or 3 live records. It's very, very raw live. The second one they did was more polished, but this has got, 2001 they play all the way through.
Right.
From beginning to end, and it's just
Salut, everybody.
very good musicianship.
I've not seen that one out in the wild.
You haven't seen it?
No.
This is only the 3rd time I've seen it. But
I've got a few Rush albums, but I don't. I'm not even.
This one's
across that
clean. This was the cleanest one I come across. And I paid, you know, $6 for it. I was happy to get it.
Okay.
I didn't hesitate.
Oh, great record, dude.
Yeah, like ZZ Top Fandango. This is one of the ones I'd been wanting. You know, this is probably my top 50 records to come across. I'd buy it for, you know, whatever. Not too much, but
Yeah.
picked this up. He had just got in. ZZ Top, I think, is one of the most underrated guitar-driven blues trios there is.
The first 4 or 5
of all
albums
time.
are just light you on fire.
And this is side 1's live, side 2's studio?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Yeah, I know it's half-see.
done in the Warehouse at New Orleans, which is a club venue that hosted a lot of everybody big. So.
I'd love to see a tour documentary of ZZ Top back in those days. I bet they had a good time. I get the vibe that they had a good time.
You need to look up the story on his Pearly Gates. He tells the story of his 59 Les Paul that he came across.
The one he builds out of Muddy Waters' house?
No, his signature guitar is that 59 Les Paul.
Yeah.
And he got it from the way he tells the story is magical. He found it from a farmer like south of Houston. Underneath the bed, he took him there. It was like opening up a gold chest when he looked like, oh. So
I do know he went to I think I want to say it's Muddy Waters' house in Mississippi, and he snuck away some lumber from the house. And the guy's like, "What you gonna do with all that lumber?" He's like, "Well, I don't know what. The only thing I can think of is make a guitar." And he made it. I think, but he donated the guitar back to a local museum, blues museum down there.
yeah.
So that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, no,
Everybody take a lap. We'll wait on you.
Billy Gibbons is a really cool guy, even in his age now. I mean, he still gives
Yeah,
back.
he's one of my favorites, and I respect him more as I get older, for sure.
Yeah, they came a couple years ago. I kind of regret not seeing them.
Yeah.
Anyway, and next to that, I picked up was Tejas by ZZ Top.
Yeah, man.
Tejas. I traded you this one actually a while back. A copy.
I was going to say, don't you already have this?
Yeah, it was a copy I got the same day I got that Rush album actually on Record Store Day. I got Tejas for 25 cents. It was a good copy, and we traded, and you were happy, and I was happy.
Yeah.
I came across this one for $3, and it's in perfect condition.
Nice.
So I hadn't listened to it a while, but from everything I remember, it's a really rocking, bluesy,
you can't go
typical
wrong.
ZZ Top.
Those first 4 or 5 are just phenomenal.
Hey, Eliminator's a really good one too. I mean,
it is.
It's very underrated.
It's a great,
very underrated.
great poppy rock record. But
What else did you get, Michael?
well, I added a little something to my Blue Note collection today. If you can believe that business.
Okay.
I picked up this Hank Mobley record.
Okay.
Called Hank. This is the Hank Mobley Sextet. Donald Byrd on trumpet, folks.
Woo!
John Jenkins, Hank Mobley, Bobby Timmons, Wilbur Ware, Philly Joe Jones on drums. Now this deal here, I think it's a 57. Yeah, it was released in 57. And I'm not real sure. I've not dug way into this.
Right.
Let's see what the Blue Note looks like in here. I've not actually opened this up.
Some might be a micro groove.
Is this sealed? Holy shit! What's going on here?
It's a original OG. Excuse me, I got the hiccups.
You know, for a second I was like, "Is this really sealed?"
Yep, the micro groove. That's an old record. That's probably
It's the old Micro Groove label.
That's pre-70. I'm
But
sure.
it's stereo, so it's telling me it's probably not the 57. But I'll have to look this up, man. I don't know any more than that. And obviously, there's no date on it other than. But always happy to add to my Blue Note collection.
Oh yeah.
And I love Hank Mobley, and God, I freaking love Donald Byrd. Who the hell doesn't love Donald Byrd? So I wasn't going to pass on this. It was a little bit of chunk, but not a big chunk.
We talked about before. I think I would buy any record, any Blue Note record with that label. I'd spend $2 on.
Yeah, it was more than that.
No, I'm saying like, but every now and then though, you'll see a dollar like what's the Stanley Jordan or Stanley Clark, whatever it is, you know, that you play from time to time.
Yeah,
you'll see that in a dollar section from time to time.
Sure.
That's, I mean, for that label, you can't pass anything up on Blue Note for $1.
No, and you know at least that somebody has put some time and effort into making it sound the right way, more than likely.
Right.
Even if it's an album that when you get it home, it's all 80s sounding, and you're like, all right, I probably will do. Now, if you remember earlier when we were talking about that Karma to Burn album, I mentioned that Metal Blade was like, no, dude, you've got to have a vocalist, and they tried out the guy from Caius. Well, today I had everything all planned out, and I'm digging through the new stuff, and I wasn't going to buy new stuff. I had a big stack of like all this used stuff, and then I realized that they had Blues for the Red Sun, the Caius album, second Caius album. Look at that picture.
Oh,
that's just incredible stuff. Yeah, hold that bitch up if you wouldn't mind. It's the second album by Caius, released in '92. It didn't really make a lot of publicity. People weren't. It wasn't very. Sold only 39,000 units, but it became a very influential stoner rock, desert rock album. Last Caius album to feature bassist Nick Oliveri, who replaced Scott Reeder only shortly after recording had been completed. Reeder had previously played with The Obsessed. This is one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite.
Did you play with The Obsessed?
Yeah.
I saw The Obsessed one time.
Really?
They opened for White Zombie in like '93 or something like that. At LJV and Winston.
This is probably my first Caius that I've... Wretch is not one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. This and Welcome to Sky Valley are a couple of my favorites.
You have to put this on after the show.
Oh, it's coming on after the show, almost immediately. So that's all I got for Dig of the Week.
Pretty good digging.
That's some good digs from both of us, baby. That's just that's big time business, and that's what we do here on Grown Man Record Night. We only deliver you big time business.
Big time business.
So I'll tell you what, we're going to take us a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have a So to Speak and Chip Chat
for the ages.
For the ages. That's going to be a good one. So everybody's going to want to stay tuned here on Grown Man Record Night, and we will be right back.
You hear "for the ages" a lot. That's during the basketball tournament.
I think so.
This is one for the ages.
For the ages.
I didn't use my antiperspirant yesterday, and I may not today because I feel really dry, even though I perspire heavily. The reason, Mitchum, a spray powerful enough for problem perspiration. With Mitchum, I can even skip a day and remain dry. You can feel the power of its exclusive spray, yet Mitchum is buffered to be mild. Mitchum, in scented or unscented spray, and in cream, liquid, or stick. Mitchum, for problem perspiration.
We got a new rap at Got It All Grocery. We the one food store with a bank and a bar. Go to customer service, we'll sell you a car. We the one food store with concrete and clothes. And where the stuff comes from, nobody knows.
At Food Line, we don't give you a song and dance when you come into our store. Just extra low prices on a wide variety of top quality name brand products. And we serve them up with a healthy dose of courteous service.
My partner's breaking, don't be mistaken. Huh. We got it.
Plato's Retreat, you can make your dreams come true. Fulfill your wildest fantasies, we've got them all for you. The pleasure and the fun will keep you feeling young. It's for you. It's for you.
Plato's Retreat, located in the Ansonia Hotel, is a unique club open to free-thinking adult couples. We offer a relaxing, no-pressure environment, complete with heated swimming pool and that great disco beat. Plato's may not be for everyone, but you won't know until you try it. For more information, call...
The pleasure and the fun will keep you feeling young. It's for you. It's for you. Plato's Retreat. It's for you.
Amazing Blue Star Ointment stops itching fast. Athlete's foot, jock itch, psoriasis, ringworm, scalp itch, stops corn and callus growth fast. Winter itch, dry cracked feet. The original. Ask for it.
Okay, we're back here live on Grown Man Record Night. We appreciate everybody hanging with us throughout this great Friday evening. And it's time for a So to Speak. That's what we do after we do that stuff every week, in case you don't know, people. We're going to do a So to Speak. And I was just telling a locally famous lady today, Jay, that my first words as a young man, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years old, whenever kids say shit.
Yeah.
My first words was Kmart.
I thought your first Words were angry, baby.
No, Agent Baby?
Sorry.
Blew it. Oh. So yeah, for real, my first word was Kmart. So what a better night to do a Kmart Cola.
Where'd you have to go to get that?
I can't remember who brought this. I
obvious.
think Steve Fever brought this. It's a Smart Sense Cola, which is Kmart's store brand. There's no
They
more.
still have Kmart's in the city where Steve lives, though, right? There's
I
still.
don't think so.
There's still one or two.
Peters
somewhere.
Creek's gone.
Oh.
So they're going out of style like crazy.
That was an old Kmart that hadn't been touched in like 50 years.
Most of them. So we're going to try a Kmart Cola. Your mom drinks Kmart Cola.
Had they fixed up the one on Fairfield, Maine?
It's gone.
I know. I mean, did they ever fix that up, or was that still like pretty much original?
It was pretty OG.
OG Kmarts are the worst.
The best. Try that. It's not so bad.
Canteen swivel it.
That's not a bad cola. You can definitely taste the corn syrup.
Not bad.
But it's not bad.
It's got a little bit of a afterbite of some sort. I can't think.
If I'm going to drink El Cheapo colas, cola, grape, those are the flavors I prefer to stick
You like
to.
the orange?
Sometimes. Cola, grape, orange.
Kroger has good orange sodas.
Yeah.
One night we'll have to try it.
But that's good. Smart Sense Cola, if you're in your local Kmart, or K-Market, as my grandpa called it.
If you can find a Kmart.
Yeah, if you can find one that's actually still in business, give it a
You know, the girl I went to
shot.
high school with embezzled like tens of thousands of dollars from Kmart.
Who did?
The girl I went to high school with.
Who did?
GM is her initials. She had cross eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
She worked there and like she went to jail for I think for like 2 years. For
Really?
embezzling a shit ton of money from there.
I thought she really loved Christ.
You can have money and love Christ.
Well, that's true, I guess. Hey, let's do one more soda. We may have done this one in the past, but it's all right. We don't necessarily say we're going to do new shit every week. We're just going to...
Can I tell you a story too after this?
Of course you can, Jay.
I got called for jury duty this week.
Oh.
I had to go serve on Wednesday.
Oh, you served?
Well...
Did you get chosen?
Well, I didn't know they did it. And you walk in the jury room, there's like 80 people in there that get called for the day, or they get summoned for the day. And they come there in the morning, they're like, oh, we got 2 trials this afternoon. And I didn't realize for each trial, they just basically pick 30 people at random. And then you all march in the courtroom, and they pick 12 out of those 30.
Right.
You get questioned. Those are the starters. So, I was one of the 30, got called in, and they let 3 go that were the first 12 after they questioned them. Then I was the next one. So I had to go there, and they said, like, the DA had said, this trial happens to go 5 days, which we think it will. Are you prepared for that? And I'm thinking, like, before I get caught up there, I'm like, man, I hope I don't get caught up for this, because that's 5 freaking days of this shit.
Yeah.
And turns out, one of the guilty party went to my parents' church.
Oh.
And they put me up there on the stand, not on the stand, but the jury pool or whatever. And they questioned me in front of everybody. And I was like, nope, that guy right there goes to my parents' church. I can't do this. And they let me go.
Nice.
And I was done. So
nice.
That's the first time ever in my life I've had to do jury duty. And I was this close to being. It was a major case. Like they had to be in the newspaper.
Oh.
The case. I don't probably shouldn't say what it is.
Oh.
I don't know if legal reasons were, but but it'll probably be on the news when it's over with. And it was a pretty big.
Huh. The Scranton Strangler?
No, it wasn't a physical crime. It was a white collar crime.
Oh.
Like involving millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Oh.
A mini Bernie Madoff type case.
Oh, I know what it is.
So.
I know what it is. We'll talk off the air.
So anyway, that would have been really cool though to get on that jury. Like.
So did that Cannonball Adderley record mean anything to you tonight? The title was Pyramid?
Oh,
okay.
Oh, you know, you do know that. Seriously?
I do know the case.
Did y'all cover it?
I know all about it.
Y'all covered it? Do you know the guy?
We'll talk about it off the air.
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right, so Old Brooklyn Coney Island cream soda. We like a good cream soda here on the program. Now, this is a pure cane sugar, obviously from the old Brooklyn. Is it still in Brooklyn? Oh, Whitestone, New York. Why the hell are you going to call it Brooklyn? Old Brooklyn.
Whitestone.
New York. Both towns in New York.
They're all right there together in their Buffalo.
I'm a cream soda.
See, I'm not, so I probably couldn't give you a fair
That's
rendering.
good. Oh, baby. Can we hold that guy up?
Wow, that is pretty good. For
Tastes like
cream soda, that is.
vanilla ice cream. Up one side and down the other.
It's got a very vanilla finish.
Oh, that's great.
That's
a
really good
terrific
stuff.
soda.
That's really. That would probably make me sick drinking that bottle. Like the sugar would probably really.
Yeah, but it's pure cane sugar. It's not corn syrup.
No.
That's good,
That
man.
is good.
Makes me want to
cream
pour
soda.
it
I'm not a
over
cream soda guy, and that's good stuff.
Makes me want to pour it over ice cream.
You could
Put a straw
cream
into
soda
it.
float. So,
Okay, I tell you what. We're wrapping up, so to speak. We're going to go to chip chat. And I don't even know what the hell chips we're going to do. Let's see, Jay. While we're on graphic. Nope, don't do that one. Nope, don't do those.
I don't want to do that one. That's nasty.
Okay. Do that one. And do that one.
All right.
Okay. That's how we do it, folks. Live.
Random.
We'll do it live!
Hey. I like him. He's on Letterman this week.
O'Reilly?
O'Reilly, yeah. He's got a new thing called Killing Jesus coming out.
Nice.
I'm giving him free publicity on that.
Okay, this if you know Tom's Snacks, you'll find local Southern convenience stores. I think they're out of they're out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't see these up north.
Hardest
as much.
workers and chips right there, Tom's.
Tom's are all over the place. They beat the streets, baby. These are the buffalo wing, artificially flavored, of course. And so let's give these a shot. These are like convenient.
Tom's still a very moderately priced chip.
Yeah, this is like a $1.09.
Good quality for what you pay for
Yeah,
Tom's.
nice, thick, coarse, ridged chip. As long as they're ridged chips, and with a buffalo flavor that tastes like.
I'm not getting buffalo.
Okay, they're light on the buffalo flavor off the bat, but I'll tell you what, that is a good thing. I'm a big fan of the, I think they're Lance, buffalo wing and blue cheese. And the reason I eat those...
That's who owns them.
Who?
Snyder's and Lance.
Oh, Snyder's and Lance.
Yeah. The hell was
Who are the ones that have the red bag, the buffalo wing and blue cheese? Is that Lance?
Ruffles?
No. It's a
I'm not a
convenience
big.
store.
I'm not a big wing chip fan.
But these are lighter on the flavor.
Right.
A lot more potato coming through.
It is.
The other ones I've had in the past
It's almost like a cheddar.
hit
flavor.
you over the head with buffalo.
It's almost like a light cheddar flavor.
More buffalo than chip. This is actually a chip that's more chip than buffalo. And that's saying something nowadays, Jay. It's damn saying something.
Yeah.
We're saying stuff.
Good stuff.
Let's do another one. That's a good one. That's a good chip, Jay.
There's an Utz Southern Sweet Heat Barbecue.
It's a Pennsylvania chip.
Is it?
Southern Sweet Heat. These came from the Bossman, I remember. I'm pretty sure.
Hanover, PA.
So let's give these a go. These are normal. Jesus Christ. Look at this chip right here, folks.
So are you telling me if it comes from the north, it'd be a northern bitter cold?
I don't know what that means.
Northern bitter cold.
Oh, Southern Sweet Heat.
Yeah.
I get you.
I mean, the north.
Look how big
has
that chip
sweet heat.
is.
That's big.
That's a big chip.
Wow. Wow.
Texture of a Lay's.
It hits your tongue immediately, though. The sweetness.
The sweetness. Lots and lots and lots of sugar.
Very sweet chip.
We had a chip.
The kids will like that one.
These chips are more potato than buffalo. These are more sugar than they are barbecue.
Yeah. They got a little barbecue. They got barbecue.
Little
flavor
barbecue
range,
back end. Little back end. But don't get me wrong. These almost taste like pancake chips. They're so sweet.
Well, no, it tastes like cappuccino,
Good.
cappuccino flavored chips.
They're good. It makes you want to keep eating them because all that damn sugar.
Keep me up all night.
It's great.
Good stuff.
That's good, but it's very fake tasting. Just
I don't know how many of those you could eat.
What? I couldn't sit down and eat whole batties. It'd make me sick.
I mean, just know they're good, but they're kind of fakey. You know what I mean? All right,
Fake on the drop in.
Yeah, let's wrap up a chip chat. I mean, we talked about a lot of cool records, a couple great sodas, and a couple great chips.
A lot of good stuff on the show tonight.
This has been a solid program. And that's what we try to do every Friday night, solid program. And these solid programs are not only broadcast live every Friday night on Ustream, which you guys can join us whenever you ain't doing shit, or hook your shit up in the car and bump it. If you're having a party, hook us up, let us bump your party.
Is that the same guy from the Weasels Rip My Flesh cover?
Yeah. No, Joe Friday.
I'll do that.
Yeah. But these will also end up on the YouTube channel. Keep up with us on the Facebook page. And always, always remember that this program kills fascists. And if you want to save money on long distance, go with 10-10-220.
Absolutely.
If Alf and Hulk Hogan is wrong, I don't want to be right.
No.
Thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. For Jay the Thunderfoot Carbist, I am Mikey Bananas. We'll see you next week. Hold it! Freeze. No, we won't. Folks, I'm going to be on call next week. I'm not going to do a program next week.
Oh, screw you.
Because last time I did a program on call, I hated it. It sucked. I'm not going to do it.
So
we're going to take
2
next
weeks,
week
huh?
off. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay? 2 weeks. There won't be a program next week, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. We're going to take next week off while I can handle my grown man business.
You let your liver recover from the last
Yeah,
couple years.
I could stand a week off, so whatever. So anyhow, folks, as we close this program, always remember that here on Grown Man Record Night, we promote the Bump Set Salvation. We'll see you in 2 weeks, folks. You all keep it real.
Be cool, stay in school.
Yeah, don't be a chump.